What's up, guys? Welcome back. Before we get into today's video, I really wanted to just plug in the quick merch drop. You guys already know that I've offered these t-shirts in white. This is available now in black through medium through 3XL currently. These are the only sizes that I have. I have plenty of them available. I might be dropping a new one, a new design that I came up with, and hopefully you guys are down to rock with it. Please let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you guys are interested in this t-shirt or the one that we have currently, please let me know and we'll get you taken care of. But let's go ahead and get into today's video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the garage. So as you guys can tell, basically by the title of this video, we're basically just doing a recap of 2025. But in order to do that, we have to really start off in 2024, as that's where the issues really started at the very end of 2024 going into 2025. I'm going to talk about all the downfalls that I've had and honestly the accomplishments that I've had and basically what's to come in 2026 and what my plans are for everything going on from this point on. So let's go ahead and get started on it. We're going to go ahead and start off where it basically all really started at. In 2026 or 2024 actually, we start off by, if you guys have followed the video, if you guys have followed the channel, you guys seen that basically I did all the body work to the car and we ended up sending it off with one painter up in San Bernardino, and he had the car for about 4 months in 2024. Shortly after those 4 months, the car was nowhere near to be completed. Time was lagged on his end and car looked like absolute shit. In 2025 is where I met, or 2024, at the end of 2024, I had enough of the old painter, so I went and I picked up my car from that painter and ended up pretty much bringing the car back with a shitty ass paint job in the engine bay, shitty ass paint job on the fenders, on the top roof, quarter panel area, and the rest of the items. It was all crap work. And I lost out about a good $7,500 on paint and body work and everything that I paid the gentleman up front, so that way I wouldn't owe him a penny, and he still wanted more at the end. In 2025, I started looking for a new painter because after having the car at my house for about 3 weeks, I really wanted to have this car painted, but I really needed to come up with the money to be able to pay for labor, pay for the work to be done, and also buy new material. So 2025, I ended up finding this new painter, and this new painter came with surprisingly a lot of vouchers. People knew him, people vouched for him, and pretty much screwed me over in 2025. He had the car for about 2 months, which originally he was supposed to have it for a month, but he had a bunch of excuses because of his birthday and so on and so forth. Weather, he couldn't paint anymore because of the weather, because he was going out for his birthday, like I stated. And I was supposed to get the car back in March. March rolled around, car was still not even nowhere near done. Dana came down because we were working on my brother's Honda Civic wagon, the one that used to belong to the Bizimoto, the one we did a K24 swap, and he was going on nitrous. The main concentration was to get that car fully running and dialed in because my brother was giving hope and I didn't want him to lose hope. So I told him to bring it over. I had it in my garage for about 3 weeks and I did the swap. We did everything else pretty much in there with the help of Dana, since he came down to SoCal for the Honda meet. And in March, my car was not even done. The goal was to have that car ready for the Honda meet in April. And it did not happen. I believe Honda meet was in March or April. It's one of those 2 months. And in those 2 months, my car was not ready. I finally got my car back maybe 3 days before the scheduled show. The engine bay was already painted because I had painted it in my garage. I put the motor in there. I did everything to make sure that the car would be at least more progress forward than having to put the engine in, put everything back in. And thank God I did that, because at that time the motor was in, so it was easier to attend the show. Even after spending numerous days of removing all of the compound that was all in the nooks and crannies of that car. And it was a disaster inside the cab, I guess you could say, in the interior, the engine bay, the trunk. It was a disaster. So we switched tactics and we basically decided to go ahead and just try to see what we can do with my brothers. The goal was to get my brother's car done. We got it done. And then from there, I spent the last 48 hours literally detailing, assembling, and putting together my car. Unfortunately, another letdown. I was not able to get my car running and get it going because a lot of the time was spent on my brother's car, and my car was too far along to be able to get it running, as we literally only had 48 hours to do the interior, clean up the car, make sure it was presentable, make it look good. And we still had to wait for the last few pieces. Even up to the end of the night before the show, I had to go pick up my wing that was brought to me scratched and messed up from the painter. From that point on, you guys have seen the journey of living at the old house. The neighbor really wanted me out of that house because I owned too many cars. I took up too many parking. And honestly, it was a nightmare with them. I had an HOA called on me so many times because of Dana's car being there, because my cars were parked across the street. I was doing the paint booth in my garage. It was a disaster and basically put a lot of stress on my end and a lot of stress on my wife's end, because figuring out what the next step was and either getting out of there or fixing the issue. After all that, guys, we ended up pretty much taking more L's. And the L's that follow along was K20Z3. Once we had moved over here and got everything running, K20Z3 had a crank walk. Come to find out when we went to the dyno, engine was no good, because once the crank is pretty much toast, you can rebuild it. You can just find another crank, do new bearings, etc. But it already had crank walk and the bearings were really chewed out. So I opted to go ahead and swap in a new K24. It was the best interest for myself, I guess, to make things easier instead of having to do a full rebuild or not take any more chances with that motor. And car made good power. Made good power on the old setup, and because the setup has changed, if you guys haven't followed along. Made good power, decent power. And another L came a couple of months ago. You guys seen, we went to Bakersfield, ran the car, and got a couple of runs in, enjoyed my time over there, and we raw knocked the engine. Another letdown. Trust me, there's been a lot more stuff going on in the back end that I really don't disclose, because I like to keep my family stuff just really quiet between us. Investing so much money into all this stuff, I took a lot of L's, but it comes with the name of the game. This is what this hobby is. You got to be able to support it. You got to be able to deal with it and just move forward. Something that I learned with Dana, the homies. And honestly, if it wasn't for Dana really talking to and just having somebody to talk to, this car probably wouldn't even be done. I probably would have given up on this car. But we are here now, and the car is absolutely amazing. You guys follow the journey. You guys see, car has made 500 or 630 horsepower. I drive it, I enjoy it, and that's my plan for this next year. Let's go ahead and get into some positives now. The positives, guys, first and foremost, is that I got to spend a lot of time with the homies. Dana, Young Static, Jose, my brother coming down, everybody that has pushed for this build to be completed. I've enjoyed my moments with them. I've enjoyed making new friends. I've enjoyed having new companies on board, such as PERFORMANCETUBEBENDING, S1 Built, of course, can never forget them. They technically are my number one, is S1 Built. We go to PERFORMANCETUBEBENDING, as I stated. You go to Hybrid Racing, and also, guys, we got Just TIG manifolds on board also. And I'm really aiming to keep moving up the board with this next year. I have a lot more plans. And again, I'm thankful for all the downfalls, because without those downfalls, guys, I honestly wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I'm hopeful, I'm enjoying my hobby, and I'm going to make the best out of this. 2026 is going to be, and I hope is going to be, an awesome year, because I have a lot of things to work for. And I'm going to go ahead and explain a little bit to you guys of what I want to do in 2026. So for 2026, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm planning on moving out of this house again. Why? I'm going to go ahead and try to get my family into a house that we own. It's going to be a struggle, but I'm all for it. I've pleased myself with building this car, done everything that I wanted to do to this car. There's still more that I want to do because we are building the extra motor. But for the time being, I'm enjoying my car. And now it's time to thank my wife. So in 2026, guys, I have two main goals that I really want to do. One of them is more so just for me and to help me grow. But in 2026, main goal that I really want to do to thank my wife is actually purchase my home. I want to purchase a home so we can call home, and that way I don't have to take bullshit from any other landlord. I'm gonna look for a place with no HOA, and that is gonna be the goal. 2026 is gonna look brighter because I'm gonna push hard for that to happen and make that dream come true, not only for me, but for my wife and also for my kids. Once that goal is accomplished, I do want to try to open up a shop and offer swaps, offer fabrication, offer anything that I can possibly do myself. And if my brother's down, we can get shit done. I've had a lot of people ask me to do swaps. I've had a lot of people ask me to do transmission swaps, everything else. But the main reason why I cannot do certain stuff except for fabrication is because of HOA. With fabricating, I can leave my car inside. I don't have to worry about having my cars outside doing these swaps, or people I have to bring people's cars into my garage, close the garage, and do everything the way secretly. And I don't want to do that shit, especially in a house that I own, or that I rent. I want to be able to have the freedom to do all that shit and get stuff done the way I want things to get done. The next thing is for 2026 is put the damn built motor in the car, which you guys are going to be seeing here shortly, getting assembled, getting done, and hopefully getting put into that car with the turbo manifold and new transmission work, so that way we have at least close to zero problems. My goal for the car is honestly to reach 600 or 800 horsepower and keep it at 650. I want to see what the max I can make on this new motor after the transmission has work into it, after everything has work into it, and honestly downgrade it back down to 650. Why? Because I'm still going to enjoy this car. I do want it to be a driver, and I do want it to be just an all-around great car and not have this high horsepower issues of drivability that I have seen a lot of cars have. Once all that is done, guys, I am going to be concentrating on another build. I am currently, in this year of 2026, going to work on making a shootout car. I don't know when. I don't know what's going to happen, when that's going to happen. All I'm going to do is start gathering parts. But first, the main concentration is a new house, so that way I don't have to worry about HOA. This place here feels like I'm just stuck in an area to where I'm limited to my skills, to what I can do, how I can do things. And I just don't want that for this year. I want 2026 to be an awesome year for me, my wife, my kids, for you guys to see better content. And that's the main reason why videos have been kind of like all over the place, because I've already had some few warnings with HOA and I don't want to continue them, which is why for 2026, guys, again, I am pushing to move out of here and into my own place that I can call my own home and own my own home in a non-HOA area. And I guarantee you, once that happens, things will be so much better for the channel, for myself and for everybody that follows along with the journey. But at the end of the day, I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for all the downfalls. I'm happy that I had the downfalls, and I'm also happy that I had the tribulations that I've had, you know, the success that I've had. A lot of you guys have supported, a lot of you guys are down to always rock, and that's what I do appreciate. And hopefully, guys, I can make things better for you guys in the channel and bring more content, more things to the channel, so that way we can just have an awesome year. And hopefully have Dana back on the channel here soon. I don't know why, I don't know when. I mean, I know why, right? And that's just to hang out with my homie. I truly miss that dude. I miss him being around. If I can honestly afford to have him here, I would keep him here all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I know sometimes you get tired of having people, you get what I'm saying? And I know he likes his space, and I know I like my space, but I truly am grateful for all the friends, all the new companies that have jumped on board, and I'm excited to see what 2026 has for us in stock. But pretty much, guys, I don't want to keep going on, make this video a 30-minute video, 40-minute video. I just really want to say thank you to all you guys. And if any of you guys are interested in any merch, I have plenty of this shirt still left over. And we're going to go ahead and place a picture up on the back and let me know if you guys are interested. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.